It's safe to say that there are some amazing young talents in football right now, and with this month being Black History Month, I'm going to take a look at my top 10 black players that are changing the game right now. Now, these players that I have selected are not only representing black men in a positive way in the sporting world, but they are also making a stand in football's fight against racism. Let's kick things off with 20-year-old Jayden Sancho. He is probably one of the most talked about footballers in the world right now, especially with that long drawn-out saga of a transfer that never even happened to Manchester United. The winger's current levels of performance are absolutely outstanding, especially for a young player. In fact, not even just for a young player, just for a footballer in general. Since featuring for Dortmund's first team, Sancho has over 100 appearances, 35 goals and 45 assists, and was the first player across Europe's top 5 leagues to register double figures in goals and assists last season. Away from football, Sancho has made a stand against racism, whether it's on social media or also on the pitch, asking for justice for George Floyd. He's already one of the best players in the world, and his unique skill and ruthless eye for goal makes him a key player in Dortmund's team, and that is why he had to be in this top 10. Next up is AZ Alkmaar's Myron Boadu. This striker is one of the most exciting in the game, and it's no wonder Barcelona are coming in strong for the 19-year-old. Now, when he was younger, Boadu did have offers from the likes of Ajax and Arsenal, but staying at Alkmaar has certainly worked in his favour, and he is banging in the goals. Last season alone, he managed to get 20 goals and 13 assists, and he's only 19. He's already in the senior squad for the Netherlands, becoming the first player to represent and score for the country that was born in the 21st century. He is dangerous with a ball and so cool and composed, and I personally think it's only going to be a matter of time before we see him in a Barcelona shirt. Next, we have Alfonso Davies, and this teenager is an absolute sensation. When he arrived from Vancouver Whitecaps, I don't think anybody quite anticipated the massive impact he would have at Bayern Munich. I think a lot of people expected that it was going to take him a little bit of time to find his feet in the Bundesliga, but he completely proved everybody wrong. He joined officially in January 2019, and pretty much ever since, the 19-year-old has been so impressive. Davies has also been impressive off the pitch as he took part in Bayern Munich's fight against racism campaign. He has not only made himself one of the most important players in the team, but he's also managed to change his position. He came in as a left winger, and now he's absolutely dominating that left back position. He's not only a major threat on that left hand side, but he is bound to be a permanent fixture in this current phenomenal Bayern team. Next, we're going to go over to Arsenal with William Saliba. Now, it's safe to say that the role of the centre back has certainly changed over the years. We've gone from not just needing defensive skills, but also awareness of the game, calmness on the ball, etc. And when you find a 19-year-old player that can already do all of those things, it is pretty special. When Saliba was just 17 years old, he managed to earn his first team minutes, making his debut and making him a key part of St Etienne's defence. He's already drawing comparisons to the likes of Raphael Varane, one of the greatest in the game, mainly due to his composure on the ball being so beyond his years. Arsenal have been screaming out for a solid defender, and I think they might have just found one. Following on from Saliba, it's Mason Greenwood. The 19-year-old burst onto the scene at Manchester United at just 17 years old with an astonishing natural finishing ability and composure for such a young player. The two-footed youngster has all the traits of becoming United's next best homegrown talent, and Solskjaer clearly sees potential in him and has been managing him pretty well. Off the pitch, he has hit the headlines recently, but he always makes sure that he makes a stand on social media when it comes to racism in the game. And with things seeming a little bit dark at times for Manchester United at the moment, Greenwood is certainly a beacon of hope for that team. Heading over to Real Madrid now, and it's Vinicius Jr. It's crazy to actually think that this is his 3rd season in Real Madrid's first team. You know, he arrived in the wake of Ronaldo's departure to Juventus, and the pressure was certainly on, but it looks like he's taken it all in his stride. What Vinicius brings to the team is a quick, direct winger that can cause defenders massive problems. He's not just great going forward, but it's also his defensive work, which is certainly hard to find in a youngster sometimes. It's great to see a young player with such a great work ethic, and he's also not been afraid about speaking out to FIFA, calling for new rules to be brought in when it comes to racism, and speaking openly about some of the problems that he and his family have faced. Whilst Vinicius has admitted that his goal tally could be a little bit higher, with creative players like Eden Hazard and Karim Benzema around him, surely he is destined for even more success at Real. Next up, and it has to be Eduardo Kamavinga. Now, Rennes have nurtured some pretty decent players over the years, from Sylvain Wiltord to Ousmane Dembélé, but surely Eduardo Kamavinga has to be the best yet. He has broken into Rennes midfield in effortless fashion, and at just 17, almost 18 years of age, he has mastered his position. He never seems under pressure when the ball comes to his feet, and the fact that 2 of his best games last season were against the likes of PSG and Marseille speaks volumes. Off the pitch, he's also been described as being really level-headed and grounded despite all the media attention recently and rumours of that Real Madrid transfer. It's going to be so exciting to see Kamavinga in the Champions League this season, and it will also be interesting to see which clubs join Real Madrid in the race to potentially get his signature. Going back to Dortmund now, and it's Jude Bellingham. This youngster has traded in Championship away days to Champions League nights in the group stage, and I think if you're 17 and you manage to get a shirt number retired in your honour, you've got to be decent, right? When it was announced that Bellingham was set to make the move from Birmingham City to Dortmund, many were worried about his age, if there was too much pressure on his shoulders, but what has he done? Bellingham took the challenge and relished it. Of course he did. He slotted in so well to that Dortmund team, and he's already got 1 goal and assist under his belt. Now, despite his age, when Bellingham played his final game for Birmingham City, he did face a lot of digital racism. Thankfully, the police and both his new and old club stood strong with him, and he again was not afraid to speak out about something that is sadly becoming more and more common in the game. Although he's able to play on the right, he looks so sharp in the centre of the pitch, and although, you know, he's young, there will be improvements that he has to make, he is by far one of the most exciting prospects in football. Next, we have Arsenal's Bukayo Saka. Since joining Arsenal, Saka has completely dominated the left side of the pitch and played a vital role in Arsenal's 8-game unbeaten run before the pandemic last season. He not only has great pace, but also some great crosses, as he finished last season with 4 goals and 11 assists. The main thing that Arsenal need to do is nail down his position. He can operate at left back, left midfield, or a left winger, but whichever position he plays in, I think Saka is arguably one of the most promising talents to come out of the Emirates in quite a while. Now, before we name the final player, I'm going to give a shout out to some more talented black footballers, from Joshua Zirkzee and Yusufa Moukoko, current stars like Marcus Rashford and Raheem Sterling, and of course the players that paved the way for the black footballers of today, the likes of Viv Anderson, Arthur Wharton and Cyril Regis. And finally, our last player, it is Ansu Fatty. Now, with all the drama, and there was a lot of drama at Barcelona over the summer, the one thing that hasn't changed is Ansu Fatty and his talent. Going back to 2019, there were discussions of should Fati maybe drop down into the Barcelona B team for a little bit more game time. But what did he do? 3 weeks later, he became the youngest goal scorer in Champions League history at 17 years and 40 days old. The youngster is a special talent, there's no doubt about it, and he's already got 4 caps under his belt for the Spanish national team. Whilst the pressure will certainly be on, not only playing for Barcelona, but being dubbed as the next big thing to come out of Barcelona when Lionel Messi finally does depart, whenever that may be, you wouldn't really think it when you see Fati. He seems so calm on the ball, and like I say, he is so special. Barcelona will certainly have to make sure they cling on to him. You know what? His goal tally could maybe be a little bit better, but that will certainly come with time. And when you think about the records that he's broken, how well he's playing at just 17 years of age, I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to the game in a few years' time. And there you have it, my top 10 of young black talented footballers. But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Maybe there was a name that I missed. Now, obviously it is Black History Month, and if you would like to learn more about Black History Month, the Black Lives Matter movement, and initiatives such as the Premier League's No Room for Racism, we're going to leave some links below so that you guys can take a look if you want. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribing, and check out all the other content that we've got going on here at OneFootball, and I will see you guys later.